Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Nerd Den here once again, and in today's video I am going to be looking at a follow-up to the leaks that were posted on Reddit that I read out about a week or so ago now, and yeah, I'm going to be doing a follow-up to that, and yeah, there might be some more information or potential information about Doctor Who Series 13. So with that being said, let's get into the video, but remember, take any information that we get in this video with grain of salt, because let's be honest, it could easily be false. But yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, so here we go. Doctor Who Series 13 leaks follow-up. Hi Whovians, hope you are all doing okay during these troublesome times. First time using Reddit, so forgive me if I mess anything up. Okay, so ostensibly, what I'm here to do is to clear up a couple of misconceptions about them so-called leaks, which are not really true. So they're claiming that the post we read before isn't necessarily true. Sorry, that was vague. Allow me to elaborate, so I'm going to go into an in-depth little, analysis about these leaks and saying what isn't true. So, got the cup of tea ready, boys? Alright. Okay, tell you what, let's get the cup of tea nice and balanced in the end like that. And there we go. So, Jodie Whitaker's departure as the Doctor is at this point uncertain, but highly likely. She's been offered quite a few things away from the show that could lift her to the kind of position that Doctor Who can't really. Also, she is keen to adhere to the 3-year rule. On the other hand, Chris is still trying to woo her to stay on throughout the rest of his tenure. Alas, though, writing on the finale has begun, and even Chibnall is expecting a departure. So there could be a last-minute change that could get a little bit messy. I know Series 10 went for some rewrites to add in Nardole, and obviously the Christmas special Twice Upon a Time wasn't actually planned because, Moffat wanted the Doctor Falls to be his last episode, and then previously he wanted the Husbands of River Song to be his last episode. So some messy last-minute changes, but still. So, one thing the other poster got right was that Chibnall shall be sticking out through to the 60th and Series 15, or whichever comes last. I do think that the 60th would probably come before the 60th. I don't know, maybe. Actually, no, to be fair, I don't know. Either way, pretty interesting. But he currently has a contract for 5 seasons of Doctor Who, including Series 11 and 12. With him planning to wrap up all of his arcs in Series 15 or the 60th. So yeah, they do kind of fall within the same year. Okay, very interesting. And the BBC are very keen to have Doctor Who to be broadcast annually, and are putting pressure on Chibnall to release Series 14 by the end of 2022 and Series 15 before the 60th. Now, obviously, the 60th anniversary would obviously be in November, because that's when Doctor Who, was first aired, and traditionally Doctor Who recently has been airing at the end of the year, except for Series 12 that was New Year's Day. But yeah, generally it has been autumn time, unfortunately. But it would be good if it went back to the springtime slot after Series 13, maybe 14 and 15. That would be pretty cool to see, but I'm kind of got a little bit of doubt on that. But anyway, let's continue. This is because they think part of the reason for the drop between Series 11 and 12 was due to the time change, as well as the overall weaker promo material. Yes, I agree with that. To aid this, the BBC have agreed to continue the shorter running 8-episode series until then. However, the other poster is incorrect in the idea that the episode shall be 60 minutes. The plan is currently, at least for them, to stay at 50 minutes, as a lot of the episodes overrun. When they arrive at post-production though, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a possibility, even though it's quite unlikely. The whole series consisting of 2-parters is also totally inaccurate. The finale could be seen as a 2-parter depending on your perspective, and also depending on how Chris Chibnall writes it. He's on the first draft stage, very interesting, but the rest of the season follows through the recent trend of single-part episodes. Agreeing with the other post, Mandeep shall be leaving at the end of the series, very interesting, but to be expected, because this will be a 3rd season in the role, alongside with probably Jody. As for John Bishop's Dan, it is uncertain in regards to whether or not he will feature in Series 14. However, as we are expecting a new incarnation, Chibnall wants to keep a little bit of continuity in his era between Doctors. So he really wants Bishop to carry on. Unfortunately, Bishop might be doing a comedy tour next year, so we'll see about that. But all of this has to be worked out pretty soon, as the finale goes into production in about 2 months, so we might even see some filming for that. Currently, Chibnall is considering actresses for the 14th Doctor. The current candidates include several non-white individuals. However, none of them have yet been approached, to my knowledge, as Jodie's departure is still kind of up in the air. To be fair, that does make sense, because obviously if Jodie hasn't decided, according to this leak, then obviously Chris isn't going to approach someone and be like, oh yeah, you might have a job. It would have to be a definitive, like, we are definitely looking for someone to take over, as it would be a little bit shady. But yeah, mind you though, I would imagine if Jodie is staying or going, she would have made her mind up by now. I can't imagine them to do like a last minute change or whatever like that, but I guess we'll have to see what happens. However, he is interested in an actress who will contrast Jodie's joyful energy with something perhaps a little bit more intense. Not like Capaldi, perhaps Pertwee or Eccleston would be a better description of what he wants. I'm interested in the Eccleston part, obviously I'm more familiar with him compared to John Pertwee, but still, some pretty cool stuff. Let me have more of this tea before we continue. But yeah, the BBC are currently content with Doctor Who's ratings. However, they do hope it can achieve better with the casting of John Bishop. It is currently in good stand at the BBC, so don't expect any cancellations, obviously. They just know it can do a little bit better than it did during Series 12. They want it to approach Series 8 kind of figures. Now, obviously, going back to the RTD, Russell T Davies era, I don't think they'll be able to achieve those viewing figures ever again, if I'm being completely honest. But something comparable to Series 8 would be realistic, in my opinion. As for the monsters, the Sontarans will appear in the opening episodes, and the Weeping Angels will definitely be returning. The two of them will be taken back to their roots. The Sontarans are going to be taken more seriously than they were during the Moffat era. The interpretation is meant to be kind of similar to the Time Warrior / the Sontaran experiment. With the Weeping Angels, Chibnall is keen to restore some mystery to them, with a presence more akin to Blink than, say, the Angels Take Manhattan. That is something I love, so yeah, I'm down for that. However, the Zygons are most certainly not. There will, of course, be some new enemies for the Doctor to face up against. I really hope this is true, because, yeah, I just don't want loads of, like, returning monsters. Like, obviously I love the older monsters, but I want Chibnall to attempt to make something new that could be exciting. Or be shit, but at least he would try and do something new. Catherine Tate won't be returning, as some have speculated, nor will Captain Jack or Jack Robertson. However, Chibnall wants the latter two to return at some point, and certainly wants Barrowman to partake in the 60th. That would be interesting to see Captain Jack in the 60th, and I would love that to happen. Okay, speaking of, the BBC particularly wants David Tennant, and to a lesser extent, Matt Smith, to return to the role in a multi-Doctor story. Now, David Tennant, obviously, yeah, they will definitely want him back. And I don't know why to a lesser extent Matt Smith, because Matt Smith was kind of equally as popular, maybe just slightly under, but, I guess that's the way BBC might see it. Might be different, but unsure on the others. They might have cameos, as they aren't as well known, well regarded as Tennant or Smith. Chibnall has a soft spot for Eccleston, though, and would love if he could get him to reprise the role. I would love to see Eccleston come back. I've said it for years. Eccleston was my first Doctor, so if he does turn up, that would be amazing. Sacha Dhawan will, unless something completely changes, will be returning in the finale. That's kind of a safe bet, to be fair, especially the way the Master kind of did survive the finale, if you heard the dialogue. But yeah, Chibnall and the BBC are very happy with the performance, and Dhawan enjoys the part, so expect him to continue as the Master throughout the rest of Chibnall's era. That would be amazing. Additionally, in the finale, Chibnall is contemplating bringing back Bradley Walsh and Tosin Cole for guest appearances towards the end of the episode, but this is most likely reliant on whether or not Jodie departs. So this could be like some hallucinations for her regeneration, I'm guessing. But yeah, there you go. That is very interesting. Now, they have mentioned something about questions, but let's have a look to see if they've said anything. Right, so there wasn't anything too interesting in the questions section on Reddit, but yeah, personally, I think they're a little bit more realistic compared to, obviously, the leaks that we read before, but obviously they are kind of like placing safe bets there that I do believe that the BBC might have an idea on who they would like to be the new Doctor, or they might have like a shortlist perhaps if Jodie is leaving. But I do think that the decision on her leaving has probably been made by now, and that we could be receiving an announcement, or Chris Chibnall could actually pull off a secret regeneration. But yeah, I think either way there is something. If it is true that Jodie is leaving, they have already, it's been finalised and it is a done deal. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for tuning into today's video. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, rating and subscribe for more nerdy content, and I will see you all on my next video. Goodbye for now.